Good morning, brothers, and happy Saturday, and welcome to our Saturday morning men's devotion. As you guys know, we've been going through Nehemiah and taking little snippets out and applying it to our lives. I'm actually going back to chapter 1 because as I'm reviewing this, going through this more in detail, something that I came across that really stuck out to me. And the men's overseers and myself are going through the book of Nehemiah as we prepare to do our Tuesday morning studies in Nehemiah after we finish Ephesians. And something that, as I went back through chapter 1 and started going through a little bit more closely, a couple of things that pointed out to me that I wanted to share with you guys, that wanted to challenge you guys in some areas. In verse 2 of chapter 1, we see that Nehemiah's brother is now coming to speak to Nehemiah. Sorry, guys, I had a mind blank there. That's what happens when you get old. Nehemiah's brother came and shared the news with him, and we see that in verse 3 as well. It says in verse 2, concerning Jerusalem. And in verse 3 of chapter 1, it says, and they said to me, the survivors who are left from captivity in the province are in great distress and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem is also broken down, and its gates are burned with fire. So when I heard these things, and when I heard these words, that I sat down and wept and mourned for many days. I was fasting and praying before the God of heaven. I was thinking about this in our lives as men. Have we really sat down and wept for over the things that may be broken down in our lives? Have we really taken these things to the Lord? I was thinking in my life, are the walls of my prayer life broken down? Are the walls to reading my Bible broken down? Are the walls to any outside influence to my marriage broken down? Is my testimony to the church in some way broken down? And if they are, have I really sat down and wept and prayed and fasted over this? Because it's not until we find ourselves in a place of despair and mourn and brokenness that we can really turn our determination and purpose to the Lord. And this is what we see in Nehemiah. After he heard these things, he went and he prayed and he fasted. After he realized that he got the news that the walls of Jerusalem was broken. And when he wept and prayed, he mourned, he was in despair. It was from that the Lord was able to take that and help determine his determination and his purpose, and to get his vision to go and rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. Brothers, are there walls in your life that have been broken down, that we need to sit down and consider and weep over and pray over and fast over? How's the wall of your prayer life? How's the wall of your devotional life? How's the walls for you married men, us married brothers, for your marriage? Are we weeping and praying over those things? Are we in despair for those things that are broken down in our lives? Because when we are, and when we do, we see next that Nehemiah goes to the Lord in prayer and is able to put that determination into practice to begin to build the walls. So men, I wanted to share that with you because it spoke to me. I have to examine those things in my life to move forward in the Lord. I need to look at those things in my life that may be broken down that I don't realize. It may be relationships with others. Maybe it's that person rubs me the wrong way. Is it really that person, or is it me? Is it us? And it's taking those things to the Lord. It's sitting down and weeping over those things and praying and saying, Lord. And we see later on in Nehemiah's prayer that he confesses some of the things that Israel has done. Are we taking those things to the Lord? This really showed me that I need to. And so, brothers, I hope that was encouraging this morning. I miss you guys. I love you guys. And keep me in prayer, please, as I keep you guys in prayer. Please, you leave your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And again, I love you guys, and I'll be thinking about you guys. Don't forget to log into our services for tonight. And as Pastor David mentioned, if you want to come by and say hello to him tomorrow during and after second service, swing on by and say hello to him and Marie. But just bring me a donut. I'm teasing. I love you guys. God bless you.